In the heart of Oakwood Forest, beneath the roots of the great mother tree, thrived the amberleaf ant colony. Thousands of ants worked in perfect synchrony, foragers gathering food, nurses tending larvae, soldiers guarding tunnels, builders expanding chambers, and at the center of it all, Queen Amara, the heart and mind of the colony. The colony operated on one principle. Every ant had a role. Worker ants worked, soldier ants soldiered, forager ants foraged. No ant stepped outside their assigned function. It was efficient, it was orderly, it had worked for generations. Then came Kito. Kito was a tiny forager ant, smaller than most, with one antenna slightly bent from a childhood accident. His job was simple: follow scent trails to food sources and bring back whatever he found. But Kito had a peculiar habit. He noticed things. While other ants marched single-mindedly along chemical trails, Kito would occasionally pause. He'd notice a dewdrop perfectly balanced on a blade of grass. He'd observe how sunlight filtered through leaves in different patterns throughout the day. He'd track the slow movement of a snail across the forest floor. The other ants found this annoying. "Stay on trail, Kito," they'd scold. "You're disrupting the pheromone line." One afternoon, while collecting aphid honeydew, Kito noticed something unusual. A strange, sweet-sour scent that didn't belong in Oakwood Forest. It was faint, almost imperceptible beneath the stronger scent trails, but it worried him. He tried to tell a soldier ant, "I smell something strange, not forest, not food, something wrong." The soldier ant barely glanced at him. "Your job is foraging, not smelling. Back to work." The strange scent grew stronger over the next days. Kito noticed other changes too. Fewer beetles passing through their territory, unusual silence in certain parts of the forest, a nervous tension in the air that even the plants seemed to feel. He tried again, approaching a senior forager. "The patterns are wrong. The beetle migration should have passed by now. The morning dewdrops are forming differently." The senior forager waved him away. "Patterns change, weather changes. Do your job." Then Kito made his most troubling observation. While collecting seeds near the colony's eastern entrance, he found a single foreign ant carcass, not from their colony, not from any neighboring colony they traded with. This ant had strange markings and carried the same sweet-sour scent. He took the carcass to the tunnel guards. "Look, evidence! Something is coming!" The guards examined it. A scout from some distant colony, probably lost, nothing to worry about. "But the scent," Kito started. "Your job is seeds, not security. Drop the seed and get back to foraging." That night, Kito couldn't sleep. The scent was now a constant whisper in his antenna. He made a decision that went against every colony rule. He would investigate on his own. As the colony slept, Kito slipped out of the foraging tunnels and followed the strange scent. It led him farther than the colony than any ant should venture alone, through unfamiliar terrain, across a small stream on a leaf boat, up a fern tree he'd never climbed, and there he saw it, a massive army of fire ants, the most aggressive species in the forest, camped just beyond the ridge, hundreds of them, thousands, preparing to attack. Kito raced back, his tiny heart pounding. He reached the colony as dawn was breaking, bursting into the main chamber where the morning assignments were being given. "The fire ants! An army! Beyond the ridge! They're coming!" Chaos erupted. Some ants panicked. Some accused Kito of lying. Some said he'd violated colony law by leaving his post. Then the Queen's voice cut through the noise. All turned to Queen Amara, who had been listening silently from her chamber. "Describe what you saw, little one," she said calmly. Kito described everything: the numbers, their formations, their weapons of sharpened thorns, their position. The Queen turned to her generals. "Verify this." Scouts were sent. They returned pale and trembling. "It's true. They outnumber us 5 to 1. They'll be here by midday." panic threatened to overwhelm the colony, but Queen Amara remained calm. "We have 3 hours. Kito, you know their position. Can we surprise them?" Kito thought quickly. "The stream, they'll have to cross it. If we collapse the pebble bridge." A plan formed. Not a direct battle they couldn't win, but a clever delay. While the fire ants rebuilt their crossing, the amberleaf colony could evacuate to the high chambers, fortify entrances, and send for help from neighboring colonies. Every ant had a role now. Not their old roles, but new emergency roles. Builders became tunnel collapsers, nurses became barrier makers, foragers became messengers. Kito, who knew the terrain, led a team to the stream. They worked frantically, loosening the pebbles that formed the natural bridge just as the fire ant vanguard arrived. The bridge collapsed. The fire ant army was delayed. Precious hours were gained. Moral lesson: we often believe that small things don't matter, that tiny actions can't create big results, that those in minor roles can't make major differences. Kito's story teaches us otherwise. The entire colony was saved not by the strongest soldiers or the wisest generals, but by the smallest forager who paid attention when others didn't, who asked questions when others accepted, who dared to step outside their assigned role when danger demanded it. Your position might be small, your voice might seem quiet, your actions might appear insignificant, but small actions create ripples. Attention to detail reveals hidden dangers, curiosity uncovers important truths, and sometimes the person least expected to save the day is exactly the one who does. Never underestimate the power of paying attention. Never dismiss the value of asking, "What if?" Never believe your role is too small to matter, because sometimes an entire kingdom depends on one ant's observation. If you've ever felt that your small actions don't matter, subscribe to Life Lessons for stories about the big impact of small choices. Click the bell to remember that every role matters. In the comments, share, when has a small action of yours created a bigger result than expected? Your story might inspire others to pay attention to their small but important observations.